Good afternoon, Gooners. Welcome to In the North Bank, and a very sharp newsroom. It's obviously proper a bulletin-style show. I've really got to dash off very shortly before the game, but there's been enough kind of info over the last few days. Certainly off the back of the last game, and obviously then the build up to this massive game against Villa. It deserves a full rundown. I hope everyone obviously has had a great Christmas and Boxing Day, stayed safe and enjoyed the football, and still managed to switch off when we could and have some of that family time. What we'll do today is focus on what has kind of occurred since the last show. Don't want to keep recycling kind of noise and then just zero on the Villa game and what Arteta's been saying. So, let us know in the chat anything that you want to bring up. But it is going to be short and sweet, around about half hour. So, going to be talking about the mentality going into the game. The language that's coming through from Arteta has been very deliberate this week. He spoke already about learning about the suffering and how about Arsenal want teams to feel when they come to the Emirates. He said after the last Villa game, it was quite cruel in how we lost it, but made the point to say that they basically learned from that episode, which was fair enough. Yeah, it happens. You do have those kind of moments, but you try to make sure that you don't have them too often. He also said that if you use that motivation and hunger in the right way, it can actually drive performance rather than weigh you down. So again, I think there is a lot of good things to come from it. And as I say, how do you beat adversity? You jump on it and you make sure you try harder to succeed. So I think that is going to be a good thing. Using the motivation, using hunger in the right way. 100%. Yeah, there's one massive carrot at the end of it. A real good performance means that everything is going to be a decent in regards to performance wise. It's not an Arteta or a manager kind of brushing things aside. He is leaning into pressure. He wants that kind of pressure. He does feel it. So do you like what you hear from Arteta, or should he kind of downplay it a bit more in his comments? Let us know on that side. But I definitely think there is huge motivation on this game, and going on from the weekend and the ability to kind of semi-manage the game, obviously barring the last 20 odd minutes. I think we kind of managed the game well with an eye to this game. So, I look at now into a bit about Villa. Again, Arteta was very clear when speaking about them. He said they deserve to be where they are, praised their consistency, and gave full credit to Unai Emery. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a great achievement. We've seen it as well with Unai as well at the start, where it can be going well, but then there's potentially something around the corner which might see them drop down. But it's obviously important. We know we can't take anything for granted. Obviously, it also means that we're not kind of really framing it as a revenge match. It's been framed as a test. Yeah, and basically, I think the key thing about his words was said that every opponent who comes to the Emirates should suffer. Yeah, they should be put under pressure. It should be a hard place to come to. So we look at teams coming in to the stadium. Yeah, look, there's no tunnel now. We've driven up that kind of atmosphere on that side. The intensity from us has got to be good. Yeah. And you look at the emotional pressure on it all. And again, we get a good result. We get a win. We've got a massive big step now going into January. And to lay that marker down and maybe get that result against Villa. Again, 11 on the bounce. And I've spoke about it previously. I said, look, the team that kind of will win the league should be capable or have to be capable of winning 10, 11, 12 games on the bounce. And it's exactly why they're being talked about the way they are at the minute, because they have done really well. And that's what we've got to aim to do. We've got to aim to push on and do that also. And I think with all the players coming back, I don't think there's too much worry from that side, because, yeah, more than capable of doing it. And the final thing, again, coming to the Emirates, again, the crowd got to bring your dinner. You've got to be there supporting your team. You've got to raise the noise. And the whole focus is about the team. I don't want to hear about Tottenham. I don't want to hear about anything like that. It's all about Arsenal and getting behind them. But, yeah, it will be Villa's biggest mental test, I think, of the season. Unai Emery alluded to that as well. And I did read something about they made a complaint to the Premier League about playing us twice before the mid part of the season. We could do exactly the same. You know, it is what it is. I don't think I think I'd rather get a certain team out of the way early on than maybe have to play them later on down the season. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that one really on that side. Do you think it's their biggest mental test of the season so far? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, we can go on. But yeah, just want to say, we'll just pop into the chat. Say hello to Brian. How you going, doing, my son? You all right? Guys, hi Paul. And I saw that, and they're whiners. Yeah, we won't have any. We won't have any offensive chants about Villa. Again, no. It's all about us. All about us, Bri. And also, afternoon, Paul. Yes, a must win. I don't care how the men play as long as they win. Yeah, look, I'll take all day long an own goal 1-0 win. I'm all over that. I said I could have another 5 of those. Would not bother me in the slightest. As long as we pick up the points and the tears come flowing, I'm happy. So, yeah, it's gonna be good on that side. Next thing I wanted to kind of just touch on again is we're just approaching the end of the year, and obviously things are now starting to turn. Cogs are starting to move going into January. So where the squad situation hasn't changed massively overnight, certainly the pattern has. I mean, we look at when we talk about the squad and we talk about how massive or how full of quality it is. We've seen obviously through the amount of injuries we've had and the players coming in, the rotations, game by game. The pattern keeps changing, and look, there's no end in sight. It's one in, one out, one in, one out, and it's just keeps on going at the minute. And you look at it at the weekend, late withdrawals with Calafiore. Again, just the defensive rotation. The amount of times we've not been able to field the number one back four. It's mad. But again, look, players asking to or being asked to fill multiple positions. Ben White doing fantastic at right back. Yeah, asked to do a job and excelling at it as well. So it's really good, but it has to be done. If we're short, someone has to step in. And to have players out, Timber was a big miss, because obviously that obviously meant then that things had to kind of change a little bit, and Andy had to come in. But Arteta's said openly that obviously the window is there, and we're going to need to start looking at what we need, and the club must also be prepared, because things certainly can happen, and happen pretty quick. I think there's more and more kind of rumours about Nwaneri potentially moving on loan to Bournemouth. Again, a lot is to do with Semenyo. So if he does move, again, I think they want to kind of shore up their numbers, and I think it'll be good on that side. So it'll be an interesting situation to see with regards to what we do in January, and are there any opportunities to get someone decent. Again, I don't think there's going to be panic in the ranks. I just think it's for contingency. It is what it is, isn't it? And again, if we're under threat of potentially being a little low, then we're going to need to look at options. But again, Arteta probably wouldn't say anything publicly unless that kind of conversation is already happening at the club. So let us know in the chat, sign or stick. Let us know. Do you want to see signings? Do we stick with what we've got? If you do want to sign someone, who are you thinking? Brian said, there's no good reason we should have Declan Rice playing right back in the Premier League in 2025. Yeah, Brian, you're 100% right. But when you have a late dropout in the way we were and what we actually had available, there was the decision to be made, and he'd done it so well. And again, it wasn't like he was always at right back as well. He was kind of cutting in as well, and he'd done the job, and we never suffered on that side. I thought the midfield over the weekend was very good together. I look at Marino, I look at Odegaard, all really good with Zubimendi. I've got no problems with that. Obviously, I don't want it to be a regular occurrence, and I don't think it will be. I just think that was the card that was kind of forced on him, with Timber obviously being out the day before as well. Has to be done on their side. But we got Big Gabby, as Ange said. He had some minutes at the weekend, and yeah, no, it's been good on that side. So I think Richard come in and he started changing my setup. What's going on here? I've got some weird man now. Oh, look at that, Father Christmas or not? Unbelievable, unbelievable. So let's get back to it. Right, okay. I think we are back to it now. Right. Thanks, Rich. Okay. So yeah, let us know. Let us know what we want to do signing wise. Is there anyone there you think we need to kind of get? I don't think we are probably looking long term in January. I think there's probably is going to be a bit of versatility and players who could potentially finish matches as well. As I say, with these players coming back, look, we've not even talked about Havertz. We've not even talked about those players. Look at Gabby Jesus as well. All got a part to play, and I'm really excited to kind of see how Jesus actually does longer term once he gets the full kind of fitness and flow. How we change as a team moving forward and when working together. So yeah, they don't really necessarily need to start matches. Again, just need to be around to potentially either save points or win points. One of those players was David Raya at the weekend, and he's won us 2 points there from that good save. So yeah, one player. If we were to sign, what position? Let me know your feelings. Brian Atkinson, he has said that we shouldn't help out City or Liverpool by sending Ranieri down there unless they're paying us a ludicrous loan fee. No, they won't be paying us. Bournemouth will be paying, but again, if Ranieri signs for them and he goes and scores a couple of goals for them, then so be it. That's helping us out. Look, there's gonna be a fee there on that side. Again, and we've had this conversation with Mark. What point is potentially having a player kind of just sitting there who isn't really getting the minutes? Does he need to go on loan? Does he need to get a bit of game time? There's obviously doubts in why Arteta doesn't want to play him. He doesn't trust him fully. Yeah, we're not savvy to that. But we're not going to get Semenyo. But Bournemouth are obviously going to be looking at something once he does actually leave. Ideally, he doesn't leave Bournemouth. So yeah, we'll have to see. But and Santa was making a late appearance there. So yeah, sorry about that, but that's all right. And Brian again, Bournemouth should pay us their entire transfer fee to us as a loan fee. If us sending someone down there lets them send a good player to a title rival. Well, it's going to be done, whether we do it or not. Whether or not we have a player literally just sitting there on the bench, and what happens when everyone is back? Is he not actually in the squad anymore? That's the thing where we've got to look at now. We suddenly think, well, there's two players when everyone is fit that's going to be missing out in the matchday squad. One of those probably could be Ranieri. It is what it is. It's look at the age at the minute. It is what we need to try and do now. We maybe need to give him that exposure with maybe a little less pressure. Allow him to develop, allow him to kind of get those minutes, and hopefully comes back to us in a better position. Yeah, I'm not talking Emil Smith Rowe. What is going on here? God. Richard's been causing chaos in the background. So, talking points. Obviously, every title challenge has moments that define it. Obviously, saving, big saves. Yeah, great goals. The timing of games as well, massive. I mean, you could be playing, say, Sunderland, say, on an absolute high coming into the Premier League. Real tough ground to go to at this time. You could go down the line and play, and it's not so bad. It's tempered down a little bit. Players missing from AFCON. It all helps. Not just that kind of that club, but you know, it does matter at certain times. But look, we've got to stay confident and consistent, and if we do that, we will be in a very, very good place. And then again, if we are good with regards to taking our chances, yeah, we are going to start making things tick. Yeah, we're going to start seeing the XG that we're kind of supposedly see teams getting killed off earlier on, and we'll be able to control games a little bit more. And again, you'll be able to rotate naturally as well. Yeah, there'll be more freedom to allow a Saka or whoever, a defender, to kind of come off. We're not on tender hooks trying to protect a lead or make sure that we don't get done. So yeah, so that's what it is. So yeah, let's go from there on that side. So yeah, I think tonight is going to be good. I don't know what everyone thinks about tonight. I want to kind of carry that on before I go. Yeah, it's a massive game. I think Gabriel comes into the back four as a given. I think you will find that Timber comes back in, and I think our midfield is going to revert back to how it is. And I still think that the lineup that we've got at the top, up the top, is the most strongest that we've got. And I probably would have Trossard playing up there again. Then with Martinelli potentially coming on later on. But it is all about managing the game. Yeah. Don't get sucked into it, and make sure, yeah, we don't get too emotional in it all. So, yeah, big 20 minutes, I think, at the start. But as I said, if we can make things hard for them, yeah, if we can up our tempo, if the crowd are buzzing on it as well, and it is a total atmosphere, we will do well. Yeah, we will get that result. But yeah, it is a big but. It has to happen. So yeah, I'm going to go I'm confident in a way. I think I'm gonna kind of go out here. There's gonna be some form of madness going on. I think it's going to be 3-1 Arsenal, and it'll be interesting to see how they line up without Kamara and Cash as well. So yeah, that's my feeling there. So yeah, let us know. I'm going to drop off now. I wanted to have my little quick newsroom going on. So yeah, we'll track, see if anything else kind of pops up. But yeah, game day. I'm heading down the motorway now. Let's get to the game. I'm just going to quickly pop into the comments quickly. And I'll be off. Charles, mate, after recent performances, we should come out with fire in our bellies today, ain't it? Yep, finishing has to match the chance creation today. Who will be your man of the match expected today? I'd probably be looking at an Odegaard. I'd probably be looking at Declan Rice. I think it's one of those games where in that midfield, someone is going to battle hard and it will be won in that area. I mean, if Gyökeres comes and he bangs in 2 goals, then and has a unbelievable one, then that is what man of the match displays will be. But if he can actually get on the score sheet today, I think it'll be really good, not only for us but also for him as well, confidence wise. So yeah, definitely think it's a midfield kind of moment. And can someone take out their opposition fullback? Matty Cash obviously not there as well. Yeah, look at Saka potentially. Look at Madueke potentially if he comes on. Be interesting. So yeah. Okay, Mark said, yeah. Him and Richard were rated to a preview. Yeah, lol. Do you really read into the Gyökeres narratives these days? Sometimes players flip switch after half time. Second half could be extremely different. Remember Kai? Yeah. Look, I just think he's going to get a moment, and he will start scoring. I don't see any worries on that side. Just keep feeding them, and we'll get that chance. Colin, I think Arteta is missing a trick. If you put Jesus left and Noni right with Gyökeres leading the line, our 14 will start purring. Well, no Saka. Wouldn't play Saka today, Colin. That's an interesting one. I think Jesus is still a little bit too early for it. Certainly on the left. Down the line, I think he can be utilised, cutting in and kind of working. Done it well with Havertz linking up in the triangle. But yeah, I think it's early. I think it's early for him. But yeah, that's all from me. Saka's been a bit greedy, but look, I think you have to be at certain points. But again, it's a bit of everyone. Everyone has kind of got to get around and suddenly start looking at who's in front and who's available. And once everyone does actually start finding the runs and the right movement, I think we'll get the job done. But as I say, that's it from me. I'm not sure what's going on now. If Richard and Mark are going in and they're going deep on the preview on the match before the watch along, we'll have to see. So but that's a little piece from me. The newsroom. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help. And come on, you Gunners. And hopefully we get 3 points and, yeah, end the year top of the league and a big scalp. So see you later.